this is Shanee, and this is the Save Continue podcast. With me is, I know, I started that terribly.
This is Shanee.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Welcome to Shanee.
Is this your talk show?
Where we start this?
No.
Please.
I already started recording.
Practice makes perfect. It's
Yeah.
fun.
It took me 3 years to master the craft, Shanee.
It's a habit of, it's a habit now. Anyways, so yeah, this is the Save Continue podcast. We are your hosts.
No, you're the host.
You're the co-host.
I mean, if you say so, you're the host, man.
Okay. Oh my god.
Go on.
Don't talk to your host this way.
Sure.
I'm the talent.
Yeah, Tommy definitely is the talent. But yeah, so this is Tommy.
Hi.
This is Ryan.
What's up?
And as you already know, if you're watching this or listening to this, I'm Shanee. And we get together and talk about video games or video game related stuff.
Stop looking at yourself.
Well, I'm just real cute. I don't know what to say about it. So guys, what have you been playing since we last talked to each other?
Well, I finished Resident Evil 2 finally. I didn't finish it. I did one playthrough of it. But then I was telling Tom last night that he said to me that he heard that doing Claire A and Leon B was the optimal story. So I did Leon A and was going to do Claire B, but what he was saying kept resonating in my head, so now I'm doing Claire A, so I do Leon B. Played a lot of Monster Hunter. I played Street Fighter tonight. I won one match.
Nice.
I also tried that pinball game that Tom got. What's it called again?
Demon's Tilt.
Yeah, Demon's Tilt. That's a really cool game. Really cool, like 2D pinball game with some shoot 'em up elements in it, which I liked it. It's got a really cool presentation to it, and that's really about it. I haven't really been playing much else besides that.
How about you?
So I haven't had a whole lot of time for games. But I played a little bit of Hong Kong Massacre.
Good game.
And I like it. I like Hotline better, but I do like it. It's fun. It's pretty. And today, started playing Tetris 99.
Oh yeah, how'd you do?
Extremely well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like,
Top 3.
Oh no, I'm winning more than not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you did say that you clean up, and then now you're cleaning up.
Well, I noticed like friends of mine who play Tetris, who are worse than me at Tetris, getting in the top 3. So I assumed I would do quite well.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty consistently winning that game.
So what is Tetris 99?
It's Tetris Battle Royale.
Hmm.
So they announced it and Shadow dropped it during the Nintendo Direct. And it's cool. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'll play it.
not enough a challenge for you?
Not enough to challenge and not enough to really keep you there because there's really no progression system to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you level up, but that's meaningless. It's bragging rights. That's all it is, you know? And a little shape next to your name changes. Like, that's really it. It's a fun game. You can target opponents. So like, there's a thing at the top of the screen, and there's 4 different categories of who you want your junk to be sent to, you know? One of them is attackers. So like, whoever's attacking you, you want your shit to be going to them. One of them's random. One of them's badges. So as you get more KOs, you like start building up these badges, which means you throw more garbage. I forget what the 4th is. Or you can target specific people.
I think the fourth one is like you can target people who are close to death.
Maybe. But yeah, it's fun. I just don't know that I'm going to play it much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that it's free, you know.
Yeah. And on that, like, I don't know how it's free, because like, I've not like gone into the menus other than the statistics.
Yeah.
But like, I don't see any like. That's what this game needs. The game needs loot boxes or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is there to pay for in this game? I've not noticed anything.
Well, when I saw it, and what I thought was, well, maybe this is just another way because battle royales are hot.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just a way to like get people into their online uh, ecosystem.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's just something to use to draw them in. Like, hey,
Sure.
sign up
Is
for
there
an
ads
online
on?
thing. You can play a free
No, not
game.
that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Free to play games on consoles and the like typically won't see ads.
I didn't know I didn't know what system it was on because I've never heard of it.
It's on Switch. They announced it at the same time they announced Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
So there's this other thing I've been playing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Have you guys heard of Game Pigeon?
No.
It's like a mobile thing, but it's like games you play within your texts.
Okay. You have an example?
So I've been playing like a lot of, I forget what it's called, but it's Battleship.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's been a lot of fun.
Like, is there some kind of there's like a graphical interface or
Yeah.
text based?
Yeah, like look. Let me see if I can find one. So here I've been playing with Bailey. So that was Connect 4 we played. But it's just like it's
Okay.
Battleship.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's neat.
Yeah.
I think chess is on there as well, right?
Yeah, a bunch of games.
Yeah, because I was like, that sounds vaguely familiar, but I couldn't say like, oh, I actually know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some of my friends have used that to play chess against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just iOS?
I don't know, but I would assume so because it's built into like the iOS sticker thing.
Yeah. Can I go back to what I've been playing because I forgot one?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Apex Legends.
Mm.
Mario's all about that right now.
Yeah, I like that game a whole lot. So if you've never heard of Apex Legends, basically it is a squad-based battle royale game. A squad-based, class-based battle royale game. So each match you have 60 players, each squads of 3. Sometimes the matches don't fill up, so you might get a squad of 2. Sometimes you might even drop in by yourself. But
One-man squad.
Yeah, sure. But typically you're going to find yourself in a team of 3. So you have there are a few different legends, as they call them, or they're the word that they use for heroes, I guess. And each one has like skills that they can use in combat, and none of them are actually related to the actual guns. They're usually like they work independently of the weapons. Like you have one character who can who's really good at tracking, so he can see people through walls, or he has an ability that lets him see tracks on the ground, so he knows when people have been there. You have a medic class who basically she has a little heal drone that she can deploy to like restore health to people.
Do any of these classes like have like bonuses to weapons, like kind of like how Borderlands, like you can use whatever gun with whatever character, but if you use like the types and it does better?
Not so far as I can tell. As far as I can tell, everybody performs the same regardless of what weapon they're using.
It's just the secondary power.
Yeah, and so there's obviously going into it, I think that there's obviously an optimal setup there. Like there's obviously an optimal team composition there. I don't know what it is, but like there's a lot of stuff in that game that kind of tells me that there probably is like a good, like if you get like 3 of these certain heroes, that there's probably good synergy there. But either way, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it's weird because I don't really play online games the way that I used to. Like I play Street Fighter quite a bit, but like that's a game that like it's purely competitive, so there's not really talking so much. So it's weird that I'm playing like a game that has heavily emphasized teamwork, and considering how not into talking to strangers online that I am. But the game also makes it easy for you to engage in a lot of nonverbal communication, because I'm playing on PlayStation, and the R1 button basically is the ping button, and like whatever you're looking at when you press it, like you'll get a context sensitive call out.
Is that cross-platform?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So
I was like, I know Bert is playing it on PC.
Yeah, I downloaded it on PC as well, but I find myself going back to the PlayStation version a lot. But yeah, like I find like I've won one match so far, and in that match, like neither me or my teammates ever said anything to each other over mics. We're just all relying on call outs from our characters to kind of to win the match. Um, I do like it a lot. I know that there are a lot of battle royales out there, but this is one that this is one that I think I've.
It's been blowing up. People really like it.
Yeah, this one kind of immediately clicked with me. Like I played. I remember when I first tried PUBG. Uh, I played it once and then I bounced off it because it gave me a panic attack that first time, and I slowly warmed up to it, and I started branching out and trying other ones. But this one like immediately clicked with me. I don't know if it's a presentation or also like the abilities. I think I think that's a really cool aspect of it. But yeah, I feel myself getting better at it the more I play it. I think it's real good. I'd like to see where they go with it over the next few months or so.
The only thing about that game that really interests me is the banners throughout the map.
Oh yeah, so if you do particularly well during a match, then you'll be declared the champion of that match, and so the next match that you're in, you'll see it'll say the champion is your name.
I thought it just showed who was currently doing best in that match.
No, like because it's the champion of the last match. So you have a kill leader. So whoever has the most kills in that, they're the kill leader. But the champion is whoever performed well who performed the best in their most recent match.
So you're getting put into the same game with the same people each time?
No. So it basically it's so when I won that match, so the next match that I went into, like it highlighted me as a champion, and I think it had something to do with I don't know like what they're I don't because it couldn't have been based purely on kills. I didn't get that many kills in that match.
Yeah.
So it probably had to do with like other stuff that I was doing in that match. But so when I went into that match, like I saw my character and my name like on a banner.
Yeah.
Posted like it's all over the place. And that's a really cool thing too. But like you get extra XP for like killing whoever the kill leader is. You get XP for killing whoever the champion is.
Yeah.
You also you get bonus XP for playing with your friends.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't so much care about that in most of these games. Like there are so many games now where XP is meaningless, including this game.
Yeah.
XP does nothing for you.
Insofar as
XP in Tetris 99 does nothing for you, or in Overwatch, or any of these games.
I mean, you say that, but XP levels you up, which gets you because, like, I think the main draw because I think the main thing that you're trying to acquire in any of these games is cosmetics. That's what it always seems to be.
Right.
So XP like levels you up, and every time you level up, you get some of the currency, and then you also get a box.
But I mean, when I say it does nothing for you, I'm talking about like from a gameplay mechanic.
Oh yeah,
there's no reason for it.
Yeah, and I think that they could probably do away with the XP system and just put something else there.
Your nose is bleeding real bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was gonna totally like.
I got a thing, but yeah, like they could probably like just give me some like currency after every match. That'd be good. They give me some currency to buy something after every match, and that'd be good. But
wanna know what I've been up to?
Sure.
I beat Kingdom Hearts for the
Really
first
good,
time. Yeah, go for it.
Well, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm excited to play it again in proud mode because I just played in the standard because I did a blind playthrough.
Is there a problem?
There's proud mode.
Okay.
There's no critical though, which is a lot of the complaints as far as that goes.
But they'll probably patch that in.
Yeah, that's what they did for the second one.
For the second one?
Or they might have done it on the final mix.
Yeah, I was gonna say they weren't patching anything on the PlayStation.
Well, I mean, not on PlayStation 2. Obviously, when they went over to the PS3, I was trying to remember if it automatically was final mix version of it on the PS3 or not. But anyways, so I know there's a lot of complaints. Actually, after I finished the game, I called Sandy. Cause me and him have been texting about it. And like now that I've beaten the game, I am now like opening the floodgates to all spoilers, all discussions, and everything. Because I wanted a blind playthrough.
Sure. Yeah.
And really like get just a raw thought of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I like it. I'm not disappointed. I know a lot of other people are. I loved it. Like I thought maybe some of it is my own headcanon because
I mean, other than a couple of people, most people I've talked to say they love it too.
Yeah, so I've seen like some complaints that we talked about it. I think the last show or the show before that about people talking about the worlds being kind of bare.
But that's like literally every Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but it's only a valid complaint for 1, maybe 2 worlds.
Yeah.
Did
you like the Pirates World? Because I heard it was great.
So I still don't like the Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts.
But did you like the world?
The world was the world was good.
Okay. What do you get to do with that ship?
You get to drive the ship around and do ship battles.
Okay.
It's Black Flag meets Kingdom Hearts. It's great.
I like Black Flag.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the reason why people like it so much is because it's a very big map. Like you can tell the worlds they spent a lot of time on, the worlds they did not.
They spent the most time on 100-Acre Woods.
No, it's actually super short. It was only 3 mini games.
I know, that's why I said that.
Yeah, and I'm super happy about it. And it's skippable. I hate it. I hate Winnie the Pooh. Anyways.
Oh, bother.
Well, I hate the Winnie Pooh worlds in Kingdom Hearts.
Is he? Oh, he's in all of them.
Yes. Oh, all the numbered ones.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible. Nobody's a lot longer, and it's a lot more annoying. But yeah, so you didn't have to like do collectible stuff or anything like that. Anyways, so I know I were like also very disappointed in the ending, which I'm not going to spoil, but I feel like me and Sandy were talking about it, and I feel like because I have been like so deep in the lore with like researching and stuff,
yeah,
that I'm taking what's happening in the ending much different than like some of the complaints that I've seen.
Sure.
And I don't think that they're like necessarily invalid complaints because like if you don't get it and it doesn't like the ending doesn't resonate with you, like that's valid. Like if that's what you think. So I'm not saying like like everyone's dumb for thinking that because I can see what like their point of view is, but I liked it and also like there's more like there's like another ending thing happening on the 28th of February. So like that's
another ending thing.
Yeah, it's like a patched in thing that they didn't want like spoiled earlier.
I see.
Same with the secret ending. The secret ending they didn't patch it into like 2 or 3 days, like till like January 31st, I think.
Okay, I'd heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the secret ending they didn't patch it because they didn't want it spoiled, and they're also doing another DLC patch thingy on the 28th. I was reading about. I didn't get to finish reading it.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm gonna replay again on Proud mode, and then also like focus on the collectibles, which I didn't really do on this like last playthrough. I was really focusing on some of the cutscenes.
You gotta find those Mickey heads.
I actually found all of them because that's the way that's the way that you unlock the ultimate weapon.
Okay, what's the ultimate weapon? BFG?
It's the ultimate weapon.
Like from Ultima Online?
No, not from that. No, it's just what it's called.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm still Kingdom Heartsing, but I have beat it now.
Nice, dude.
And then yeah.
Was that 13 years worth the wait?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't like when people like word it like that when you're talking about games that have like a long, torturous.
Let me rephrase my question. Do you feel satisfied after finally getting to play that game?
Yeah, because I know it's just the ending of the Secret of Darkness saga. There's going to be more Kingdom Hearts game and more Sora.
Oh, for sure.
So, well, they even left it like as part of a cliffhanger-ish on the ending.
Yeah.
Like something very vague. I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
Some things are kind of vague as far as like what the fuck just happened, what's going on with Sora, what's going on with all that. Some of that is like vague on there.
Yeah.
So like people who thought this was like the final game, I know a lot of them had complaints about it, and I'm just like, no, it's not. It's just like
Who would think it's the final game?
There's so much money.
You know?
There's so much money that can be made.
Yeah.
And because
it's like all this stuff wrapping up this year, whether it's Kingdom Hearts or Star Wars or Marvel, like there's gonna be more Marvel movies.
There's gonna be Kingdom Hearts.
There's gonna be more Star Wars.
Final
you know,
or something, right?
People are
well, so there probably will be 3.8 final mix.
Yeah.
I'm also already excited for like Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix, even though I just beat it.
Sure.
Because I just like.
Wait, well, hold on. What is the final? What does final mix mean before?
So normally they add difficulties to it and make it more difficult. Normally they add more secret bosses. Some of them add like more content as far as like going back and replaying it and how to get another boss.
Do they ever add more Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Kind of, yes.
Because that was what I was promised back in 2002. Is more Final Fantasy.
Well, it's just not really a place for it to like necessarily fit. I think they.
Well, I mean, you say that, but they found a place for Pirates of the Caribbean. So.
Yeah, they found a place for Johnny Depp.
You know.
Yeah, so I really want.
They found a place for Winnie the Pooh. Like, there's a place for Final Fantasy in it.
The things that I would want in a final mix for Kingdom Hearts 3, and to be as non-spoiler as possible, is more bosses.
Isn't there stuff from The World Ends With You in there too?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I'll also talk about it a little bit off camera because there's something that's really cool happens cool.
You know, Mind Jack is a Square game. They could put that in there.
Yeah, Nier Automata.
Yeah. So I want more bosses, definitely more secret bosses because there's only one. And then what else would I want? Obviously more of a difficulty because it is like pretty easy, especially without a critical mode.
Playable Pete.
Yeah. So they promise more like playable characters, but like all those characters, you only get to play them as like 1 or 2 fights.
Do they control differently from sort of?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Which
well, like think about how many DLC, like how much DLC 15 had. I imagine Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to have a pretty lengthy DLC campaign.
And I'm going to buy all of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, you should. You love that game.
Yeah, and then.
I mean, I shouldn't say that you should because I don't know what it is, but.
Yeah. So and then as like more time goes on and whenever I make like my like actual like Kingdom Hearts exclusive videos, whenever that happens.
Sure. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I'll probably go more. Not probably. I definitely will go more spoilery and like give my opinions of what Kingdom Hearts 3 could add. But as far as what it is right now and my experience with it, I'm happy.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's all any of us can ask for with any video game that we play, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with these long development cycles, it's like The Last Guardian. You know, you're not going to please everybody. And there are those people who are like, oh, I waited 10 years for this. So it's like, really? We thought about this every day for 10 years.
Yeah, what were
but
you
it's also
last,
different.
You know?
It's also different with Kingdom Hearts because you have all these other games to play that added to the storyline.
Well, sure.
And
yeah, exactly. There was supplemental content
it's not like
every few years.
It's not like you haven't had Kingdom Hearts for 13 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not like they've been like side games where it's not like it's in the same universe, but you're not switching the same.
But
universe.
even if that wasn't the case, you know, it's just like you don't have anything to do but wait for this one game over the course of a decade.
And like
you know,
and when you frame it like that, of course, it's not going to live up to your expectations because you built it up too much.
And honestly, a lot of the same complaints that people have made about Kingdom Hearts 3 were made about Kingdom Hearts 2 when it first came out.
Right.
Before all the additions to it and stuff like that. There's people with rose-tinted glasses.
What I'm saying is like those games are always polarizing, you know?
Yeah.
Like The Last Guardian won Game of the Year awards and then it got like 5s from other outlets.
I guess I just wonder like when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out and when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, what do those games not have that the first game had? Well,
Kingdom Hearts 2 is touted as like the best of like the trilogy of 1, 2, 3.
Kingdom Hearts 2 was the best?
That's what Sandy said.
Excluding that. That's what a lot of people are saying. But they're also
Sandy's an idiot.
But they're also thinking of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix and not just regular ass Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Howdy.
It'd be nice to Sandy. He had a bad day today. Yeah.
So, today, this is the Shanee show, because I'm going to be talking to you guys about otome games.
Oh, bother.
Yeah, oh, bother.
Y'all agreed to this.
Oh, boner. So, Shanee, what about otome games?
I guess I just kind of want to...
Yeah, fill an hour.
Well, it's not... I'm not going to talk this for an hour.
Well, I mean, you said.
That's what you said.
No, I'm not.
You're the host, man. You have the final say.
I didn't
you have the final mix.
I guess I just kind of want to talk about the different types of otome games or visual novels. out there and like kind of what's available and finding out like what really like A speaks to your budget and B speaks to like the kind of experience that you want.
Okay.
So there is a massive difference between like console or PC game otome games versus like mobile ones.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I know.
That's like with every single genre.
I know. No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I feel like I would be hard pressed to be able to, at a superficial level, tell the difference between a mobile otome and a computer otome.
Well, some of them are ports. Like they did so well on like mobile, they would port them over to like Vita or now a lot of them are porting over to Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And when those so like almost every single one of those like mobile ones that I have come across and that I've played and I'm familiar with
Mm-hmm.
are normally where you buy the routes.
Oh yeah.
Because for mobile games, there's normally either a ticket system where you get like 5 tickets a day, and if you want to like play more, then you have to buy them because they're free to play. So they
Like
have
Candy Crush.
all this in-app stuff. Yeah, but Candy Crush, if you win, then you get to keep your lives. With mobile otome
I
games,
know that. I've never played Candy Crush.
with mobile otome games, whether you pick the correct choice in the chapter or not, that ticket's taken away. They're not giving you another one unless you pay
Also,
for
they
it.
shouldn't call it a choice if there's a correct one.
Yeah, there's a correct choice.
You know?
Well, I say correct, but all it is the difference between a good ending and a bad ending.
Yeah.
Which like,
A
I mean,
happy ending.
well, some of the bad ones are happy, but they're not like.
How can it be bad and happy?
Well, some of them, not all. Not I should say not most of the otome games I've played, but sometimes the bad ending is like you're just friends or you don't end up together, but you still like appreciate each other and like go on with your life.
I feel like in the world of otome that means you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes like
I'm not here to make
and
friends.
sometimes
I'm here
the
to
bad
win.
ending means that your love interest either kills you or puts you in a cage.
Been there.
You consider that to be one of the happy endings too?
No, of the happy endings do not involve murder or cages.
I see. Tell me more about this. There's that otome that you brought up a couple of weeks ago about a one with worldwide conspiracy. Tell me about that one.
Okay, so that one is Mystic Messenger. It's made by Chariots. That one is that one is actually very different than like most otomes out there. It's pretty, like it's very unique in its aspect. Like I said, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, most of them, especially like Voltage and stuff like that, it's like ticket system, or you buy the route for your love interest. Like you get like a free prologue so you can like meet them all, pick who your favorite is, and then like buy their route. And normally those are more expensive, obviously, because like you're buying all the package at one time.
I like that.
But
Okay.
Mystic Messenger is honestly like every time you log into the app, like it's like a chat room. The story is like somehow you stumble across certain things and you get invited to this like secret society chat room, and all these people are in it. And so when you check the Mystic Messenger, like there'll be messages in there, and you either can like, and if you log into your app at the correct time, then you can be a part of it and not pay for it. If you miss something,
That's neat.
that like one of your characters was talking about, then you can either earn or pay for like I think they're hourglasses, and you can go back and then be involved in the chat. You don't necessarily get negative like points for like not being a part of that chat, and you can always, if you don't want to pay for it, you can always go back and read what they were saying.
Sure.
So like one of the characters' name is Zen. So like say you see like Zen was chatting about something like an hour ago, you can just either read what the conversation between the characters are in it or be a part of it. Which is like super fun and interesting and obviously very interactive. Like you can get phone calls from them and like answer the phone calls and hear like your love interest voice.
Did they really call my phone?
Well, not really call your phone, but like
From the app.
from the app, you'll see there, and you'll see call from like just use an example Zen, and it has like their little
That's cool.
their little chat room picture that they have on there, And some of the characters like do like all they do is like post pictures of their pets or like complain about something, and some of them like do stupid weeb talk where they're just like, you know, a lot of like quotations and actions and things like that.
Shanae,
They all have very
you
distinctive.
mentioned a second ago that like if you log in or if you check it at a certain time, then you have to pay for it. Does the game give you any indication as to what the correct time would be, or you just have to rely on luck?
I bet you can find it out.
You can find it out and see when like chats happen for sure.
Yeah.
And like schedule that. I never turn notifications on any app I use.
I like secret societies.
So I don't think it does give you a notification if it does. Someone can correct me on that.
No.
Well, you gotta smash that bell if you want the notification.
If you're watching on YouTube, smash that bell. We don't care.
I mean, you don't care.
I mean, I don't.
I honestly don't care.
I care. You guys don't care, but I care.
Yeah, so that one, you start when you first join the chat room. Like one of the people who founded the little group has gone missing and is no longer there.
Okay.
And so, but as you go through, you find out like that this society kind of has like missions of like bringing people together, and then you find out the person that's missing and has been missing, which is like a love interest of one of the guys in the room. Yeah, she's just like batshit crazy and trying to like take over the world. That just kind of happens at the end of it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, like and some of the storylines you go through, like you'll meet other people that are part of her other secret society that's like wants to take over the world.
She's a member of 2 secret societies.
Yeah.
The Stonecutters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Midnight Society.
Yeah. That's Stone's in Nickelodeon.
So like Mystic Messenger is
no, that's Simpsons. Never mind.
It's pretty unique on that aspect. Some of the ticket-based systems, you can actually earn more tickets through like different things that are going on there, like dressing up your character and getting like so many points and stuff. They have some with like little mini cooking challenges. So they're really trying.
Yeah, there's a cooking mini game.
Yeah, there's a cooking mini game in some of them.
So like that's what I like. Like there are a lot of games that I play that are considered to be VN, not otome, but VN.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like I need that extra thing, whether it's like Danganronpa or Phoenix Wright or whatever. Like I feel like I need that little bit of gameplay there.
Yeah, and that's one thing I definitely like. A lot of otomes, whether it be like a mobile one or like a console or PC one, do have those like small extras in there because they want to keep you bringing in. Because the more time you spend on the app, the more likely you are to, at least for the mobile, the more likely you are to pay for more chapters.
Yeah.
It's
like I know you like the Nonary games, like I need a little bit of something, and like those games don't have a whole lot in the way of like romance, really,
Yeah.
Which I'm not against. I'm like, give me the romance. I'm fine. I like Persona, but I don't know why it is with that genre in particular that I feel the need for more gameplay because like with walking simulators, I'm fine just exploring the place,
Well, that's the thing. There's not like necessarily because most of it's reading. A lot of it doesn't even really feel like you are playing a game. Besides, like when you get the choices.
Sure.
Because you're not really being.
But I enjoy reading. It's just the writing typically isn't very good.
Yeah, 100%. That is a problem, and there's just so many of them out there that it's really hard to figure out which ones are written well and which ones not, unless you follow like review blogs like I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, reviews actually matter to me for otome games a lot more than like most other genres, just because even if like someone really liked the game, like and what they say about it is pretty obvious whether it will appeal to me or not.
Yeah.
Like, because I may like hate that aspect of like a certain game, but they love it, and there's just because it is so varied and there's so many options as far as like the type of characters, and it is all story driven. Like you can really choose to figure out which one's good for you or not.
Yeah.
Most of it that is like terribly written, unless you pay big bucks or.
I'm fine with that,
Yeah, and by big bucks I normally mean $30 to like $45. Every now and then there's a $60 one.
Yeah. But I mean, like Danganronpa, like that does not drop in price. It's always expensive,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like I've talked about us playing Root Letter together. I'm fine with paying for it if it's good, if it's worth it, you know?
Yeah, so most of the ones on like PC or console, obviously you get all the routes there because
Sure.
you're paying for it in one big payment, and normally they are written much, much better. I know that not everybody can like feasibly drop this much money for a game, but I just think that there's so much more replay value because there is so many different routes, and each gives a bit different perspective or information from the story. Um,
Are the routes typically like, because of the few I've played that I would consider actually otome games,
Mhm.
uh, those routes seem pretty brief though, you know? Like, a Hatoful Boyfriend, getting through every route is still just a couple hours, you know?
Some of the routes are like 10 to 15 hours each route.
Damn,
And
that's
there's
crazy.
that's if you like don't skip through
Yeah.
text and stuff. Like Hakuoki is
What's it?
Hakuoki is like a really popular one. It's on the Vita, on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of different versions of it. Like with different like a lot of them have the same characters, but like different stories for different times.
Mm.
That one is really revered as like a really good series. Those are pretty long. Oz Mafia is one that I've talked about on the show before, and that one's very long and has
Which one is Oz Mafia?
So basically you are in like an alternate kind of reality. I mean, you're a character from kind of from there, but basically you have amnesia, wake up, meet all these people, and they're all very like fairy tale themed. There's like Hansel and Gretel, which are like I think they're bombers. It's been a long time since I played that one.
That sounds like Cinewalis.
Yeah, there's a lot of ones. There's a lot of atomies that like play off of Alice in Wonderland, fairy tales, history. There's a lot of different genres. I mean, as far as to be completely honest, as far as experience, I do think that the optimal experience, personally, is PC or
Sure.
console games, just because you get everything then. You can play it at your own pace, and normally it's translated a lot better, it's localized a lot better, or sometimes they're Western made, which like is very rare.
Yeah. I feel like it's becoming more common, but in the VN space, right? Like there's a shit ton of Western VNs now. I've yet to find any that I would consider to be very good. Like people loved 3/4 Home. I thought that game was just terrible, you know.
Shanee, have you ever played a game called Lifeline?
No.
It's not an otome, but
you guys are funny, man.
Why?
Because like you've talked about Lifeline on Check It Out.
Yeah.
You've talked about what was the one that you asked for?
Oz Mafia.
No, before that.
Missing Messenger.
Yeah, you talked about that on Check It Out, and like you guys just forgot what each of you have said or what.
No, I remember bringing it up before, but I think that is because you were saying the thing about the chat room with that one that you're talking about.
Yeah, Missing Messenger.
Yeah, and that reminded me of because you turn off the notifications on all your apps, so like. But I remember the fun thing about games like I imagine part of the fun of a game like Mystic Messenger, in the same way that Lifeline was fun, is like you just be doing whatever throughout your day, and then you get a notification like someone texted you in your game, and I wonder how much that would experience would have changed for you if you left that on, because it seems to me I feel like it makes it a little bit more immersive when you do that.
Yeah, no, probably would be for sure. I
get it. Like app notifications are annoying. But,
yeah, as I
but when it's part of the game, though, I think it's a little different.
Yeah, probably would have been a lot more immersive.
But I get what Tom was saying about needing that little bit of gameplay there, like because he said that like you mentioned Tom, what's the Firewatch?
Yeah.
And like it's not like an action game or anything, but you're getting to like walk around and pick things up and look at them, and so like there's like I feel like in that way there's like a lot of gameplay in that respect, and I think that I would probably find like I would like an otome, for me if I were to play an otome, It would be cool to have an otome that was like presented like that, but with the trappings of like the love interest and the routes and everything, like getting to walk around and explore stuff, but also like have the whole like romance threads throughout. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, so like as far as having like extra stuff with like as far as the gameplay as well, like which is just choices for the most part. Um, I do come across like more of like additional gameplay that is not just like a little cooking thing or dress up. On like the console ones, like I know, so like with sorry, I just had an eyelash on my eye. Like with Nameless, the one you must recall, there's like on one of the things there's like a little math test that you have to do in it.
Yeah.
That like comes out of nowhere, and there's like, okay, I gotta do math now. Depending on the character, and then there's a free one that's on PC. I think it's just called Halloween. It might be like Halloween something else. That one I know has like a bunch of different little mini games. There's a lot of more stat boosting mini stuff, or stat boosting as well as like having your love interest as far as like paid ones.
Yeah.
Because Dandelion has where like you have to get like art and femininity and beauty up, and there's like different stats for each character. And
so even raise your femininity.
Cooking, doing laundry, watering plants.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you got to remember this is a different culture than ours.
Sure. Yeah.
Also, what are you typically doing in these games to get people to fall in love with you?
So, with the console and PC ones, normally there's a lot more options as far as like places you can go. Like most of them will be like, oh, so it's this day. Choose where you want to go. Like say if you're in one that has like a mansion, you can choose to go to like the library or like the garden or whatever, and you might run into your love interest. And part of the gameplay of playing it is figuring out the spots that your love interest would be at, so you can run into them.
Yeah.
So with them, there's a lot of like saving and then like playing something and it doesn't work out, going back, trying to figure it out if you don't use a walkthrough.
Right.
Which I think adds more of a game aspect to it because you are trying all these different things and having to figure out it.
Well, the reason I ask is because like you have games like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, or to another extent, Persona 5 that have like a romance mechanic to them.
That's not the focus.
Well, what I mean is that like there is a lot of that is like to get to increase someone's affinity for you is like giving them things.
Yeah, a lot of them have like gifts and stuff that you can pick up or buy.
Yeah.
Typically not really seen in like mobile games. That one is a lot. I mean, that one has stats, but it's normally stats by dressing up in different clothing.
Also, are sometimes the gifts hidden? Like, are sometimes the gifts like behind like an in-app purchase? Like, this is the gift that they like, 99 cents.
No, normally not on like PC and console stuff. No, like it's just if you buy the game and you have it. Like with like Dandelion, you can like go to the store and like buy gifts. Like you also go to the bookstore on a date and buy books on there and buy books during that. Some of them like you'll pick up items as you go on dates or you explore, and you just have to figure out if that person likes it or not, unless you look at a guide.
See, I'm like, I think that I could get into the genre regardless of the amount of gameplay that's there, if I really like the writing, you know? So, like, maybe you need to recommend something to me. But it was like, I think we talked about this not too long ago. Like, eventually they'll get, like, a screenwriter to write one of these, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Nicholas Sparks presents.
Yeah, I like the genre a lot, and, like, there's things that I like about it, like, obviously, because I'm into it. And for me, like, I'm okay with, like, subpar writing. I mean, I've said before, I read fan fiction.
Yeah.
I'm okay as long as, like, the general, like, arc of the story is pretty good, and, like, the translation issues aren't too bad.
Right.
Where it's like, I sandal you. What What the fuck does that mean, man?
So of the otome that you like, what percentage of those is written well? Would you say, like roughly? Because I feel.
I don't think that anything I like would like necessarily win an award.
Well, I mean.
But when I say that they're written well, like the cookie that I mentioned before is written well. It's written super well, and it takes like actual people from history. Of course, makes it pretty, but still makes like actual people from history and uses that background of like who they are in history books to kind of give them more like otome-esque personalities.
Yeah.
And
sexy George Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically they're sexy
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, so like that's super fun, and I think that those games have pretty good writing. I think a lot of.
I mean, I don't even need it to be like, you know, I don't need this to be like some fucking masterpiece, you know. Like I played Hot of a Boyfriend. That doesn't have great writing. I enjoyed my time with it, you know.
Yeah, sometimes like
even like Fire Emblem, the romance parts, all the dialogue in those games don't have like fantastic writing, but I enjoyed them, you know. Just not so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I say like a good portion of the ones that I like have good writing because I like them.
Yeah.
Because like I go in there for the feels. I go in there to see like the connection of different people. I really enjoy. This is something I don't see as necessarily often in like PC and console games. That like at least not the ones that I have been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Is I really, and this is one thing that like kind of makes me go back to like mobile games, is I don't see, like depending on the character that you pick, I don't see super often where the character's personality changes based off like who you pick. There's a couple ones that I've already mentioned that like that's the case, like their personality will like change a little bit.
The personality of the main character?
Yeah, the character that you're playing. Sometimes like they'll let you like if you pick like a character that likes someone that's sassy, like you can be sassy.
Yeah.
If you pick somebody that like wants like a more kind-headed person, like you'll be more patient.
So you're changing yourself to suit these people.
Yeah, well, everybody does that. Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
Because you're picking the person that you like, so they're gonna make you play as a character that they like, because that's how connections work. You see.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, there's a couple games I can think about where they're like slightly different, but most of the time, even though the routes may be vastly different, the personalities aren't too terribly different. Oz Mafia has a character doing a lot of different stuff, but I don't think like the character like necessarily changed that much. Yeah, well, one of the things is that she goes and works at a brothel.
Yeah.
So
if you're listening to the show, Tommy pantomime doing it with his hands.
Yeah, but most of the time, obviously, it's a blank slate because they want you to impart your own personality and headcanon to it.
Sure.
Because you're supposed to be, like, connecting with these people. But I just, like, that's one thing I definitely want more of is, like, sassy characters or characters that are not putting up someone's shit.
Yeah.
And have options for those, even if they're, like, a bad option. Rather than, like, a funny or a cute one or something like that.
I like the funny ones.
Yeah, the funny ones are annoying pretty good, just because like I know I'm actually pretty bad about picking like the funny ones for the wrong characters. I'm like, oh, this character's funny, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, they want to be the funny one. They don't want you to be the funny one.
So you know, like how well, not everybody, but down here, everybody thinks like Chie is the best character in Persona 4. You know, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I like that kind of funny.
I never played Persona 4. What kind of funny is that?
Like, eats a lot of fatty foods and makes dumb jokes and stuff like that.
Hey.
That speaks to me.
Yeah, that resonates with me. Well, you know what? Honestly, like, I think that a lot of those games, like the way that you talk about it. Well, I've always had a thing for when people talk about things that they're really into. Even if I'm not into it, it's fascinating to listen to them talk about it. And there just seems to be so much. There seems to be more variance in otome than I initially realized. And I assumed that there were variances in like the storylines that were being written and the kind of characters, but in terms of like overall dressing presentation, because I ignorantly assumed that the basic presentation was the same for all of them, and the characters changed and the story changed.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that like they had.
For the most part, you're not wrong about that.
No.
But
I think that you were pretty accurate in this facet, like that. If the same person makes the game, then normally the gameplay is pretty similar.
Yeah, well, there was some studio. You and I were looking around on the Switch eShop one day, and there were some studios who had ported a lot of games over to it, and like the interface was identical across all the games. And it wasn't like 3 games; it was like 7 or 8 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in that aspect, you just have to if you enjoy the interface, then you just have to find the storylines that speak to you, or the storylines that are done well. There are people who are like, oh, I'm a Voltage person, or I'm like a whatever person, and like Voltage is like a big like mobile one, and like they all like Shall We Date, Voltage.
Shall We Date?
Yeah, it's like Shall We Date is like a whole series thing, and it's just So like a lot of
I'm gonna say that to somebody.
Shall we date? So like those all will look very similar for the most part. Like Chariots is one that I talk about a lot. I just really like what they do. I really like how varied their games are because they're the ones that made Mystic Messenger. They also made I believe they made Nameless, and I believe they also made
who made the
Amnesia. The what?
Hate?
The really, really bad game?
No, that's Hatred.
Oh, okay.
Hate is a series of otome games that's like super popular.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I never played any of those.
Is it, I don't know if you would know, Tom, but is it named such because the objective is the opposite of the typical otomes where you're trying to get them to hate you?
I have no idea. They've been on my Steam wishlist for a long time, just because they review so well, you know, but I don't know much about them. I know there's at least 2 games in the series. I think 3. But
yeah, no, it's like I'm gonna say like obviously I haven't played every otome game, and
literally thousands.
Yeah, but there are a lot of well-reviewed ones that I really want to check out. That's just like time and money factor.
Sure.
Which is why people do tend to go to like mobile games, even if the story is more lackluster, even if there's more of a paywall, even though all that, but you can still get like your little
It's not more of a paywall though, you know? Because if you were playing on Steam or if you were playing on PlayStation or whatever, like you're paying for those games outright, whereas here you're paying like basically episodically, you know?
Like people have a weird expectation of mobile games that they should always be free.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if it's free, you should get everything for free. Which I don't understand, but
no, but I would rather have like an upfront price on these mobile games for all of the routes.
Well, sure.
And have that as an option than like paying per route, because if you like, so say if you're like a mobile otome game, which they're always doing updates for, so say they end up getting like 12 characters, and they charge $10 per route. That's $120 for all of it.
But I can see the advantage of going that way though, right? Because just because you want to get all the routes, there's probably a lot of people who are satisfied just playing through it once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, if you're getting $120 worth of entertainment out of it, then I don't know what's the harm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about for otome games.
I like it.
That was a stimulating conversation, Shanee. I think that
sounded really insincere, but I don't think you meant it insincerely.
I didn't.
Okay.
That's just a flaw in my personality where things come off that way. No, I think it's really cool that I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, or maybe more recently than that, but like I honestly think that our taste in video games, amongst the 3 of us, is different. Like there is some
overlap.
There is some overlap there, but I don't see that it's very often, and I think that the value of that is that I gain insight that I would have never sought out. I gained insight into a kind of video game that I would have never sought out because I'll admit it, I wouldn't have cared to, but it is cool to hear that there's more to these games than I had assumed. I don't know that I'll ever actually play one in my own free time.
I mean, we have.
I mean,
We got a girlfriend.
it was our free time.
Her name was Yuri.
Well, that wasn't. Well, to be fair, that wasn't the girl that I wanted. I wanted the weird lady.
Yeah, we can pick her.
Well,
She wasn't an option.
maybe.
So, yeah. So basically, hope you enjoyed my otome, version talk. Now we're gonna play Tommy and Ryan's new favorite game about developers.
What's the game called?
I forgot.
Stumped ya.
Stumped you? That's not stumped you. Did we agree on that?
Stumped him.
I was asking you what you wanted to like. What are you calling it? You came up with the segment. You name it.
This is the third.
Who's that developer?
Oh my god!
That's too close to who's that Pokemon, and you know it.
That was what I was basing it off of. That was my inspiration.
You want us to get sued?
All right, stumped him. Oh, that's probably gonna suit too. Someone else has something else called that.
All right. What do we do again?
So I'm gonna name some games. Normally it's 4.
Okay.
And you're gonna guess who the developer is.
Oh right.
Okay. And I'm just gonna keep going through them. If you don't get it, then I'm just gonna name the next game.
Okay.
Shadow Knights.
Never even heard of that game.
Rage.
Id.
There we go. This one I had to like read.
The fuck is Shadow Knights?
That was
Look at it's a game. The next one's gonna be Quake and Wolfenstein 3D. So this one is.
No Doom on there, huh?
That's
Well,
cool.
I thought it was too obvious.
Not Quake though, huh?
Well, like
You know what Quake is, Shanee?
Yes, I know what Quake is. So this one, they have a couple big games, but not enough to like do a whole list.
Some biggins.
So I'm gonna.
Peg my biggins.
So I'm gonna say they are developers, but they worked with other developers to create these games. So I'm gonna say the name of the game and who they worked with, as well.
Okay.
So Call of Duty, World at War, they worked with Treyarch, obviously.
Infinity War.
Raven.
Mm-mm.
I don't quite understand what you're going for
Yeah,
here.
what are you asking us?
Well, they're also they also helped develop the game.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
BioShock 2, which they worked with 2K. Dishonored.
Irrational?
No. Dishonored.
Arcade.
Yes.
Arcane worked. Arcane didn't work on Bioshock.
Did
BioShock 2.
Hmm.
Yeah, it did. With a couple other studios also.
Okay.
All right. We'll believe
I
you.
thought that was interesting, so I put that in there. I just thought it was like a fun fact.
We believe you.
It was too confusing.
I'm sorry. I thought it might be. I'm just trying. I'm trying real hard.
It's alright. You're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing
And then
a
this
really
one
good job.
doesn't have 4, which I tried to do like 4 on each of them.
That's okay. We don't need 4.
But I feel like it's like
Give me one.
I feel like it's pretty obvious.
You're
So
cool,
Sid
Tom.
Meier's Sim Golf.
What?
Sim Golf?
Yep.
Maxis?
Nope.
For Axis?
Yep.
There you go.
I was gonna say Civilization 3 next. But yeah.
Civilization?
Civilization.
Was
So
question-
for the evening,
wait,
2
was,
to Ryan,
was
1 to Tom.
was XCOM in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we at with our totals?
Yeah.
I forgot what we were. I'll have to go back and check on it.
Shanae.
Check the tapes.
I feel like we were tied. No, I think
I
you were.
think-
I think you were up 1.
I think we are now tied.
I think you were up 1. I'll check on that for the next recording.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
Well, what does the winner get anyway?
Yeah, what do we get?
I don't know. I'll get you some whiskey.
But what is the fucking point?
I'll get you some whiskey.
XP means nothing, right,
You want-
Tom?
Pretty much.
You want
Yeah.
whiskey?
I mean, yeah, I like whiskey.
Okay, then I'll buy whoever wins whiskey.
Let me ask you something. When enemies scale to XP, why is there XP?
Like, what is the point of leveling up at all?
Right.
To get like new.
That's dumb. That's fucking dumb.
Like, I should be able to, like, the whole point of leveling up is so I can go back and be real powerful.
Yeah.
But if they're coming with me, then why bother leveling up at all?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you meant like leveling up as in like you go through the game.
Like-
Like if you go like.
Like the
past
Elder
it.
Scrolls
Got
does
it now.
that. Fallout does that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does definitely diminish
Assassin's Creed does
the,
that.
the
Assassin's Creed does
satisfaction.
it. Like, why? You know?
Yeah.
Like, either I have levels or I don't. You know, enemies scale with you in Final Fight. That game has no levels in it. So,
Yeah.
Final Fight's a good game.
So as far as that goes, I'll tell you the scores and the boys later.
Scores in the boys.
Yeah, I heard myself after I said it.
I like that.
If you want to tell us, if you turn on the notifications, if it
Are you
changes.
drunk right now?
No, I'm not.
You've had half a moon.
I haven't finished one beer.
You've had half a moon.
I am not drunk.
You turn 21 and all of a sudden you go crazy.
But yeah, so if you want to let me
Crazy
know
is
that
amazing.
if Mystic Messenger change the gameplay changes, or if it lets you know about the calls or chats, if you turn on the notifications, or if you just want to let us know about like whatever Otome game you like, or if you hated me talking about this, yeah, you can always reach out to us on like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a Discord. There will be a link for. We are obviously available on whatever you're listening to us on. But just to give you a list:
You don't need to name them all every time.
Like, yeah, you don't need to name them all.
YouTube, Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, and
I hate you.
YouPorn.
You didn't even name them all.
Yeah.
Podomatic.
Name 12 more.
Yeah, you can.
I can't.
Just like Shanee, you can just say your favorite podcast provider
Yeah.
because we're there.
Favorite podcast provider or YouTube?
Your favorite YouTube.
Your favorite YouTube.
All right.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.